Moving to North America now, US President Donald Trump posted a video on his social media platform Truth Social saying that he had signed an executive order to encourage migrants who are in the United States illegally to depart the country voluntarily. The Project Homecoming initiative will encourage migrants to self-deport with the assistance of the federal government and financial support, or face enforcement and penalties, according to Trump's recorded message. The Department of Homeland Security has stated that it would offer $1,000 and travel assistance to migrants who elect to voluntarily leave the country. Some advocacy groups have reportedly criticised this move and said migrants should consult with an attorney. The Trump administration has tried to encourage migrants to leave voluntarily by threatening steep fines, trying to strip away legal status, and deporting migrants to notorious prisons in Guantanamo Bay and El Salvador. A draft of Trump's Project Homecoming proclamation said he would direct a full-scale, aggressive deportation surge, including with an additional 20,000 officers for immigrants in the country illegally who refuse to be deported. Let's listen in to what the US President had to say.
Today I signed an executive order to launch the first ever self-deportation program for illegal aliens. We are making it as easy as possible for illegal aliens to leave America. Any illegal alien can simply show up at an airport and receive a free flight out of our country. We have also launched a phone app called CBP Home. That's CBP Home, where illegals can book a free flight to any foreign country. As long as it's not here, you can go anywhere you want. We're also adding a very important exit bonus for illegals to further incentivize their self-deportation. This deportation bonus will save American taxpayers billions and billions of dollars. Illegal aliens who stay in America face punishments including significant jail time, enormous financial penalties, confiscation of all property, garnishment of all wages, imprisonment and incarceration, and sudden deportation in a place and manner solely of our discretion. So to all illegal aliens who book your free flight right now, we want you out of America, but if you're really good, we're going to try and help you get back in.
Well, we've heard Trump's latest move on immigration, and joining us to discuss that is Raymond Vickery, former US Assistant Secretary of Commerce, joining us from Washington, D.C. in the States. Raymond, thank you, as always, for taking the time to speak with us. This is a bold move that Trump has announced, a plan to offer voluntary deportation with a bonus, as he put it in his words. Why do you think Trump has chosen this path?
Well, thanks very much, Joshua, for having me. It's perfectly apparent that the original plan, which President Trump touted, that is, you're going to immediately deport 10 million people who are in the United States, many of them who are taxpayers and working to maintain our roads and doing a lot of the agricultural work, that just doesn't work. The system which we have is broken, the immigration system. The sad thing is that before President Trump was elected, there had been a bipartisan agreement with some of the most conservative members of the Republican Party to fix the system so that we had a reasonable asylum approach, so we had a reasonable temporary worker approach, and that people are given due process rather than just shipped off to El Salvador to some sort of death camp, if you will, in retaliation, really, for their entering the country. So yes, this is a step to try to find something which is more workable and is, by the way, less expensive. If you're just going to round up 10 million people, you're going to have to provide some sort of camps, facilities, which cost a lot of money. So this is an attempt to find a fix for an unworkable approach by the Trump administration. Now the question is, will this work? First of all, will people believe President Trump in terms of getting $1,000 in travel assistance? You may recall that when Elon Musk and his DOGE group were going around trying to cut down the size of the American civil service, that there were all kinds of offers that would made if you would self-terminate. Many of those turned out not to be true. So there is a deficit in terms of trust, particularly among those who have worked so hard and have endured various dangers to get here in the first place. Will they do it? The real need here, Joshua, it seems to me, is to take a comprehensive approach to the American immigration system, to have a system which will account for the need of people to move between countries for work. That has application directly in terms of India and the United States, what happens with H-1B visas, what happens with family members of citizens who are Indian Americans who are already here. Unfortunately, President Trump has not wanted to take that approach. He wants to show that he's tough. He listens to people like Stephen Miller, who you may recall is one of the most anti-foreigner advisors that has ever been close to an American president. Thank goodness there are those who are in the administration who have different views, not the least of whom is Elon Musk, who understands, he being an immigrant himself, that you just can't rely on Native American to be able to keep us going. So yes, this is better than providing no due process, no rule of law, which has been the approach, but will it work? It's not really the comprehensive fix that this country needs to help build peace and prosperity throughout the world.
Yes, Raymond, absolutely. We are running shorter on time, but I just want to get a final thought from you. Building a wall along the Mexico-US border, Guantanamo Bay, sending people to El Salvador, now paying people to leave. There are others as well, of course, other measures that Trump has looked at, including army forces, and he's spoken about 20,000 further officers. But is this latest move a sign of desperation from the US president?
Well, I think it's a sign that they don't really have a plan which is workable and in accordance with the rule of law of the United States Constitution. And what they're doing is lurching from one approach to another to be able to try to find something which has some semblance of rationality to it, as opposed to just being a strongman, anti-foreigner approach. In this day and time, you need to be able to have reasonable migration. You need to be able to have people be able to move back and forth between countries. And so far, the Trump administration hasn't come up with that. And I really don't know whether they want to. What they really want, it seems to me, is to be the appearance of being strong and anti-foreigner for their MAGA base. That's deplorable. But perhaps out of this, we'll get some amelioration that'll have a sensible approach. That's the hope.
Raymond Vickery, as always, thank you for joining us. We will, of course, be across all of those developments on Trump's immigration policies, but we now bring you some breaking news after the ceasefire between India